previously on D&D, you guys finished your exploration of the crypts, solved some riddles, and battled some ghosts. Eventually, Tristan picked up the crown, put it on his head, didn't explode. Arlon, who was now, you've discovered, also an Alagondar, also put the crown on his head, didn't explode. And you guys bedded down in this lovely replication of the Hall of Justice.
Oh, time to reset all my spell slots.
Yes, everybody can reset all their stuff because you do happily get a rest.
Should I reset Rogar's?
Yes, please.
Are we having a midnight gobble as well?
Heroes Feast.
Yeah.
If you want a midnight gobble for
Midnight Gobble, eh? Ahoy!
Actually, I can't do that. Sorry, I ran out of
Okay.
spell slots. So
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could do one in the morning.
yeah, you could do one in the morning.
Yeah, let's do a cheeky
Full English.
How many people does that affect, by the way?
bollock. Up to 12.
Oh yeah, everyone's good then.
Yeah, but where's the
2d10.
gem encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000 gold pieces? God. Jesus, imagine if. Oh my god.
That's not good.
This could be worse. So 8
I was gonna say,
temporary hit
I swear
points.
we had 5 last time.
Yeah, it's better, but still.
It's fine. You might not necessarily need it today. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So what's the plan now, Tristan?
Well, while you guys are eating your feast, Arlon is going to walk over to Tristan and say, Tristan, can I have a word?
No, of course.
So, in private, off to the side. Last night, I was doing some thinking, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
So,
What are your general thoughts?
my general thoughts. Well, it's all well and good having the crown. However, there is only what? Like 9 of us? Currently?
10.
10? You know? So, you know, even if we do show up with the crown, and indeed now 2 actual Alagondars on side, then, you know, but we'll still be overwhelmed by numbers. So, potentially, what we do is maybe try and find some more allies within the city. I believe that the general of the army isn't particularly happy with the Lord Protector at the minute.
General Sabine.
Yes.
I don't know her particularly. The people I can speak for, and they will help us where they can.
Yes, I have wandered amongst the people a bit, and well, it seems fairly divided. Seems to be some for the Lord Protector and some for not for him, so difficult to tell which way that would go, I'm afraid.
I was looking through this book, and he shows you like the book that he found in Taname's grave. It outlines all the details of the Alagondar line. I thought it fair to let you know that technically you are the closest heir to the throne. However, I think I would be a better candidate.
Well, you do know the city better than I do, it's true.
Yes, but also, you are famous. You are a well-renowned adventurer, and that makes enemies. If you became king, those enemies could become Neverwinter's enemies.
Oh, it's all well and good, you know. Are you saying that you yourself have no enemies? Because I'm pretty sure you've not got many friends in the city at the moment.
In the city, no, but I'm talking worldwide. You are a much more well-known character than myself. You've done a great many things, a few of which I've heard about.
So surely then, but you could also flip that coin around on that reasoning is that I have more connections. Ergo,
True,
easier
but
to put to use amongst the new diplomatic game in the Sword Coast.
diplomacy can only get you so far. The enemies that you've made could destroy this city.
Well, the only enemy that could destroy the city at the moment is the Shadow King, and he's going to destroy the entire world. So it's not particularly like targeted at me, more so like the entirety of every creature living. But
Well,
you know,
let's go sit down with the others.
First of all, before we do that,
Mhm.
what's can I look through this line? Where's your line here?
So he was the offspring of Tanamir and her guard when they were off on an adventure. So when they came back, that son was raised as like the god's child, not hers, and that was Arlon's father.
Ah.
Yes, so there isn't an actual family tree either, so I've had to make all this up.
Okay.
You, however, your father was the son of the like princess at the time who escaped and then died. So you are closely connected.
So I'm the direct line.
Sort of. There probably would have been sons that would have been closer to direct, but
All right, yeah.
yeah, you are the closest directly. You also see, like, obviously the if it does turn out to be true, Dagult Neverember, but he's like very loosely connected. His family branched off like way back up the line.
But
so as much as he may have Allegondar blood, it's like
it's really diluted.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Cool.
You guys will then gather around the Heroes Feast table, finish eating up. Reed, what's in this Heroes Feast?
It's just like what I could find in this fucking dark, desolate thing. There's like insects and shells and a few herbs and spices.
You get
Is there like a really old wagon wheel there?
I have got one lucky wagon wheel.
Tristan snatches it.
Hey! Canonically, we don't know if Tristan likes wagon wheels or not.
Yeah.
Does Tristan like wagon wheels?
I don't know. I'll roll for it.
The Allegondar.
I like wagon wheels.
Family shall have this wagon wheel.
Everybody finishes up their meal. Arlen turns to the crew. So yeah. What now then, guys? What's the plan?
Well, what we need now is
to kill Dagult Neverember.
Oh yes, we need to remove Dagult and this blue dragon from his court.
What if he is? Oh no, wait, no. I think we've been over that.
We've been over that, yes.
No, I think we should deal with the weird thing happening in the labs. See what's going on there. That shit was dodgy, man. That shit was unearthly.
Did you see anyone come into that lab?
Yeah, we saw an elf.
An
elf.
I wasn't there. Tristan wasn't there.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, he was with the kids.
Yeah.
Right. An elf, you say? Isn't one of
yeah,
the...
she was murdering patients. We were doing running tests.
Yeah, they like exploded.
Subjects.
It's pretty interesting.
Isn't one of the counselors an elf?
Yeah, it'd be good to have a look at them actually, see if we recognise her in a different position.
Did you catch a glimpse of this elf?
Yeah, we all saw her.
Right, can you message what's his name?
Mordai?
Mordai, yes.
Yes. Well remembered.
Fucking hell.
And describe her to him and see if it's the same person, because if it is, I think we may have found our blue dragon.
She's been here for like forever.
Yeah, but dragons are immortal. So.
Would I remember a description of her? Can I just say that? I don't remember what she looked like right now in meta.
Yes. Yeah. No. You can. I'll just say you can give general.
But is there anything else we want to say to Mordai before I call him?
Oh,
is there anything else?
We've got the crown, I guess.
All right. Okay.
I will actually just bring up a what should we call it?
Character portrait.
Yes, I'm gonna add her into this map that we're currently.
Oh, attack!
Oh, Tristan's friend.
That's what she looks.
Quickly! Quickly!
Yeah, she looks really
quickly.
Suspicious.
I'll message Mordai and say, "You have the crown." Also, we found a lab where this crazy elf bitch is killing loads of people. She looked like this, and then I'll explain it.
Okay, I'll say that's that's one spell used.
All right, and then I'll just see what he says.
Say. That sounds like Valindra to me. Excellent work getting the crown, by the way. Please, come to my estate. I can help you from there.
Okay. Right.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Sounds like Valindra. Mordai wants us to go to his. Are we sure it's not a trap, guys? It's a trap.
Hmm.
We've done everything he wanted us to do. Now, what's the point? He may have something in store for us.
Well, the crown's useless to him.
Not if he's secretly working for Dagult Neverember, who also
Exactly.
wanted the crown.
It's true.
And Dagult doesn't even need to wear it. He can just say, "Look, I got it. See it. I want it. I like it. I got
Well,
it."
do all of us need to go to his estate? Like, not all of us necessarily need to go.
Yes, we could all go hiding, incognito.
Well,
Tristan can go.
Hold on a minute,
Right?
guys.
Well, maybe the guys with the crown shouldn't go.
Talk to me more about this this lab you found.
Oh yeah, it was
We-
really cool. It
we
like
weren't
had
there
this
at the time.
purple stuff, and this person like exploded. Very interesting.
Yes, yes. it had
well,
loads of
like,
pipes.
so, like, it was like sucking people's souls out and stuff.
Sucking people's souls. Do you know what was doing this?
Like some machine sort of thing. And it was all
Fucking
connected
old
up.
again.
Yeah. Mina will speak with us and say, a soulmonger?
Or
that's
something like that, yeah.
That makes sense, I suppose. With the known ghost activity here, they could have been trying to harness the ghost souls and access the vaults.
We should
Yes.
probably like destroy it and stuff.
That sounds like a good idea. Alan says, if they're killing prisoners, we need to put a stop to this now.
Oh, the crown!
Do we? I mean, is
yes.
that really a priority?
Yes, I'd say so. Because if we can...
Well, we can always split up, like you suggest. Maybe some of us could go and see Mordai. Others could set an ambush in this this lab.
That could be a good idea because we don't want to. Like the people with the crown shouldn't go to Mordai just in case it is a trap.
To be honest, I'm not a particular fan of splitting up, considering the entire city is after us at the moment. But if we can wipe this lab out first and then make our way back above world, we might be able to.
Rogar can only teleport a certain
Yeah,
amount of us.
That's
now,
what I was
yeah.
going to say. Rogar can only teleport himself and 8 others. So basically, one person has to be left behind.
Yes,
I could be left behind.
I think we should deal with. I think.
Or you can just leave one of the NPCs behind.
I think we should. I think we should get rid of this lab first before we do anything.
No,
I agree.
I think some of us going to Mordai is a good idea while the others deal with the lab.
But why though?
Because
Like,
that way you'll be nice and like hidden down in the depths of the castle. So Mordai, if it is a trap, won't kind of be able to get to you easily.
What if we send you then, Sang? Alan will turn to you, Reed, and say, if you turn her invisible, she's probably fast enough to run all the way up to the top and get out of the castle without being detected. The rest of us can be teleported by your scaly friend here.
oh, my name's
We
Rogar.
can do that easily enough.
That sounds like an excellent idea. Alan, full of them.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about being the king of Neverwinter?
You know, the thought had crossed my mind.
I think you make a great king.
Well, I still think we should get rid of this lab because what they're doing is.
Yeah, that's the plan.
One more. Well, go on.
Yeah, so the rest of us will all teleport to this lab while Sang goes off. And are we giving the crown to Sang, or are we just...
No. You guys keep that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if it is a trap, that's what they'll be after. So
You sure about this?
yeah, sounds good to me.
Right, sounds good.
All right. Yeah, when you guys are ready, I
Yeah.
guess Reed, you cast a second level invis on Sang. She can start sprinting away out of this place. Everybody else
Super
will
speed.
meow.
Bamf.
Oh, can we before we leave this place, can we check just to make sure there's no money lying around?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Daylar also. Oh, Daylar! Get a shovel!
What's that a reference to?
That's the Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
I didn't realize Daylar was in the Hobbit.
Oh, you just can't see him. He's too sneaky.
He's just invisible in the background. Fair enough.
What's this? What cash we got? The 16.
Well, I'm looking at my...
Come on. Please say I find another crown.
Yeah, there's like 12 of them.
Yeah. We got the wrong one, guys.
You had a collection of spare ones.
Yeah, just in case.
Maybe it's 10, one for each day of the week.
Yeah, one for each one of the 9, whatever they're called.
Yeah, whenever he's talking to each one, he puts on a different one.
I will say you do find
This is my angry crown.
a little hidden cache beneath one of the statues. Inside that cache, I'll say roll me a D100.
Fuck.
We'll say there's 80 gold worth of jewels in there, so not many. There's also a sword.
A sword?
Mhm.
Do we know anything about it?
Just looks like a sword. Quite a fancy one.
Can I... We're like, finders keepers, but guys, does anyone know what this is? I'm gonna show it to the group. I'll show it to Arlon.
Arlen will examine it. Say, this has the mark of the 9 on it. I assume it's magical.
Or I can't identify objects. Never mind.
Yeah, I was just gonna check if Mina can. She cannot.
Alright then.
So nobody knows what it does.
Bag of holding.
Don't
Back
forget you
into
have
it.
it.
Yep, into the bag it goes.
Alright,
as I'm running back, by the way, you know those guys that were in the tomb? Does it look like they got out, or are they still in there?
Yeah, as you're running back, well, the room itself is actually empty when you come up top.
So it looks like they got...
Do you want to like have a look in one of the coffins?
I'll just have a quick peek, yeah.
Yeah, you look in one of them and there's no one in there, so you assume someone dragged them out.
Fair enough. That's all I wanted to know.
We'll say make a stealth check with advantage to sneak through the rest of the castle. 28, you absolutely do. Just zipping and dodging around everyone. You see the castle is pretty heavily fortified at this point by an influx of guards, but you are able to successfully escape and make your way to... Are you going to Mordai's or are you going somewhere else?
No, I'll go to his house.
Okay. Rest of the team. Let me track you to the map. The old ones.
There's 2 Dalars, my god!
Not anymore.
I'll be the second Dalar. Be Dalar's evil twin brother.
Arlen will say, so, what's the plan from here?
Pull out all the plugs.
Do we want to wait until the person comes to do the next experiment and then ambush them?
Yes, that sounds like a better plan.
Okay, where's a good place to hide?
All of us, to this corner.
We probably all shouldn't hide in the same place. If she's a magic user, she may have area of effect spells that could just wipe us all out in a single blast.
Shall I be Rogar?
If it comes to a fight, then yeah.
Where are the doors?
Up here. And there's also a set down here, so there are two doors.
Alright, we should position some people behind those so we can lock the doors and no one can get in, no one can get out.
What, like hide behind the doors?
I'd hide in these boxes so that I can lock this door. Someone
Uh,
should hide behind the door here.
Patrick, Tristan's never seen this, so like, what does he see?
He sees what the rest of the guys saw before. This big test tube like thing with this blue liquid, like ichor, moving around inside it.
Is
Yeah,
it
we can do a few more Arcana checks.
is it evil?
Probably.
Is it evil?
Yeah.
No.
Hmm.
I guess it wouldn't necessarily be evil, but it could definitely be used for evil purposes. You can't necessarily see a good purpose for it.
Yeah.
But it's not that the object itself is inherently.
No, it's just the usage of.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best way to disable it?
Make an Arcana check.
Probably wait until we get rid of the person first.
You have no idea.
No idea.
How much extra health did we get, by the way? It was 8, wasn't it?
8, yes.
8,
I've already
yeah.
given Rogar it.
So I'm just doing it for the PCs.
So, well, we don't know how long she's going to take to get back here. So,
No. I will say, I think it was the second day you guys were down here, Delar, Reed, and Sang. Nobody came down that entire day.
Alright.
alright, so there's literally no point in waiting because we don't know if they're going to turn up or not. So,
Yeah.
might as well just.
Maybe breaking it will force them to show up.
Yep, might as well just disable it now. Tristan just cuts the wires.
Okay. You
Wires cut.
slice a bunch of the wires. This like purple liquid like spews out from within them, or within some of them for sure. The object itself sort of stays where it is, and the two power things on either side continue having charge.
What? Can we not remove the thing?
So they've got backup then, basically.
Well, it just means that whatever you've done hasn't been enough. Yeah.
Okay. Does the thing look like smashable?
Yeah, I mean it's made of glass.
Can I just smash it?
Yeah, so it's like hovering over this like big purple area at the moment. So
I throw my tomahawk.
okay, make a tomahawk attack. 27. You do throw your tomahawk at it, and it sort of like dink, just like chips it slightly, but it doesn't really do too much damage to it.
Oh damn. Okay. Maybe we need some magic in here.
I could try dispelling the magic, and Mina will cast dispel magic on the item, which seems to work. It says, better hit it now.
And then I'd do it again.
Yes. Throw a tomahawk.
Can I shoot a
Or
shot
it's
as well?
You can indeed go for a shot.
That's fired.
Big. We'll say, yeah, the tomahawk hits it, chips it like way more than before, and then Reed, you just bam bam, blast it into pieces, and
Bullseye's right where Tristan like cracked it.
the item explodes. As it does explode, you do hear like a screech on the air.
Well,
What does it sound like?
Adam, you're probably better than me than screeching.
what do you want? Do you want like a pterodactyl screech, or you want
Like a
like
reed.
Nazgul screech?
Yeah, it's like in between. That's what you guys hear.
Right. Well, job
Right.
done here. I think we just let something off into the fucking the ether. I think did we just hang on? Wasn't it? Sorry, wasn't this made by a lich, an arch lich?
Maybe you just release the spirit of like some evil thing.
Maybe. Can we
Uh,
detect magic?
Can we like glue it back together?
Like detect?
I think it's too late now.
Can we? Did we see anything or? Just heard that
No,
weird noise?
it does seem to have been destroyed. I will say, as this happens, there are bodies inside these 6 little cylinders on the sides. They seem to move and begin to try and punch their way out.
Oh, that's interesting.
Thoughts?
Should we leave?
I
guys?
was gonna say that you can quickly leave, or you can stand around and fight. The choice is yours. You have enough time before they
Let's,
break out to prepare yourselves if you
let's-
want
I think we
to.
should just leave.
Let's quickly leave? Question mark. Maybe Rogar could teleport us.
yeah,
Can we just
what-
see them
what-
before the glass smashes? Like when the glass smashes, can we get one glimpse of them and then fuck
Yeah.
off?
Well, we'll say, yeah, but while it's still smashing, Rogar says, where are we teleporting to, guys? I've only got one more use left for today, by the way.
Underneath the cloak tower.
Cloak Tower, okay. And yeah, as these things smash through, they seem like human in form, grey skin, like straight grey. They look sort of unnaturally ripped, like all the like fat on their body has just been turned into muscle, and they're like super veiny. There's a lifelessness to their eyes, and as they sort of charge at you, Rogar will just teleport everybody out
no.
there.
They released the bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, they're sort of like
guys from I Am Legend.
very
Jacked.
very similar to those kind of zombies, actually. Yeah. In fact, yeah, exactly like the people from Iron Man.
I haven't seen that in years.
Tristan's first day as king, and he's fucking like.
He's not
releasing
king.
those zombies.
It's a zombie
Not king.
apocalypse.
Yeah, first day of getting the crown.
Yeah.
release a load of zombies.
Who's holding onto
into
the crown, by the
nowhere.
way?
I've
Is
got
it Trish?
Yeah,
Okay, it's
I'm
Wearing it.
You're attuned to it.
I'm attuned to it. Yeah.
Did you glue it to your head?
It was actually such a good idea going to the cloak tower, guys. We found like a safe haven.
Yeah. When we
It's
arrived,
like a
it
crack
was-
den, though.
We'll say when you teleport there this time, you guys teleport. Is it just outside it, or on the upper floors, or whereabouts exactly?
I think Tristan said underneath the cloak tower.
Okay, yeah. We'll say you teleport underneath. There's like an orc guard who's just like there on watch. You guys teleport in front of him. He like quickly pulls out a crossbow, sees that it's you. He's still very afraid.
Oh, easy there, my friend. Easy.
He like slowly puts the crossbow away. How's it going?
Not bad, just teleporting around, doing things. Don't worry, we're not here to disturb you. No one knows we're here.
He nods, makes note of all the newcomers, the people that he hadn't seen from before, and just
write it down in his notebook.
No, but he does leave his post and go further in.
So here we are. We need to think about our plan from here. We're in the river district now, so if we attempt to mobilize the people against Dagult, this would be the best place to do it from. But ideally, I'd like to get this this general on side before we make any move against the Lord Protector.
Which general, sorry?
General Sabine.
General Sabine.
Oh, yes.
She's known to frequent the Moonstone mask.
Yeah.
That's quite a fancy establishment. Me and my compatriots certainly won't be allowed inside. And
well, we're
from
all
what-
wanted
yeah.
outlaws, so
who among us can disguise ourselves?
But that
Reese,
would be
good with
me.
disguises.
I suppose the rest of us could find some sort of disguise, but it'll be difficult getting through the city. Most of us might just have to wait here while a few important / stealthy individuals go to the Moonstone mask.
I'm sure Rogar and Daylar could come. We could switch out our fighting stuff for our stealthy stuff.
A blue dragonborn is and a drow, to be fair, both stand out in this city full of.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Again, if we had some sort of magical means of disguising, that might be possible. But as it stands, I think you'd both be very quickly spotted.
Yeah, I think we want to be as inconspicuous as possible right now. So even if we have less people, it's probably better to just send human-looking people.
I could just send a message to Sang and say, "Do you mind just going to here as well?"
Well, before you send that message, I was gonna swing back over to Sang. So Sang, you would have run out of Castle Nether, made your way through the city, all the way to Belgard Manor.
Mhm.
I'll say your invisibility is close to running out as you reach the doors. How do
the door?
yeah, still
Um,
invisible.
Does they open it?
He's like Predator in
Can I
water.
go inside
turns all
before
electric.
without saying anything while they
What,
open the door?
try and slip through.
Yeah.
I'll say roll stealth. It would be with disadvantage, but because of the invis, so it cancels out and makes it a flat roll.
Oh, no.
12. As you do try and slip through, you bump into the the butler who opened the door. You shrug his shoulder, and he's like, "Someone in the house! Guards! Guards!"
Oh no.
Guards begin rushing to the scene. Your invisibility is about to run out.
Might quickly run inside
Yeah.
further.
There are a few guys that begin searching the area then, and where are you trying to Are you trying to hide?
No, just going. Where? Trying to find the main room where what's his name is Mordai.
Yeah, we'll say you can. You're fairly quick. You can find Mordai easily enough, just working away in his study.
Then I'll just uninvis right in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my dear girl, you did give me a fright. I assume you've caused this ruckus?
Yeah, sorry about that.
You can just knock.
I
Get-
did.
He gets up. See, he's not like he's not the fastest walker. He'll like goes to like the edge of his door and just call throughout the house. It's all right. No need to be alarmed. Just this young lady here. He gestures to you. Don't worry, she won't be invisible next time. He just closes the door. So it's just the two of you alone. Has anything happened? I was expecting the rest of
you. They had some other business that they just needed to take care of quickly. But I believe you got the gist of what's happened so far?
Well, as I understand it, you've found the crown.
We have. And not only did we find the crown, but a couple of our company have tried it on as well.
A couple, you say?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Did one of them die?
No. I mean, that would have been interesting, but they didn't. So whether or not the crown just doesn't work, or if they're both Alagondars, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Which two? I assume Tristan was one of them.
Yes.
The other?
Arlon. The Great Cloak.
I know of Arlon, yes. We have a mutual friend.
Who's that?
I'll keep his name secret for now.
It's not the dwarf, is it?
It's absolutely the dwarf, yes. If you know already, there's no need to hide it. But yes, Somergalt is a mutual friend of. He's my sort of spy among the Grey Cloaks. Keeps me updated on what they're doing.
So now that I've kind of let you know what's been going on with us, what's been going on in the city and the council?
Dagult certainly wants your heads. I believe Kelvin was the one who got him all worked up about that.
What was his reasoning?
Well, he and Emmerich spoke to the illegitimacy of your company's honor, and well, it didn't take much convincing, I'll admit. They said these guys are outlaws, and that was that. There's very little influence that I have these days over Dagult's mind, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have spoken on your behalf, but he only listens to them.
What of the other members of the council?
Well, none of us really have any reason to disbelieve what Emmerich and Kelvin are saying, so they went along with it fine. They had no protest.
Do you believe it?
Well, I know differently, don't I? But my word doesn't mean much. That's all. I could have said, oh no, they're great guys. It would have done no good, and would have simply made me look a target.
Yeah. What about the elven lady?
Valindra?
Yes.
Ah, yes, you spoke about a lab of some kind. I assume in the castle?
Yes.
Well, she has always struck me as an odd one. I've believed for some time that her allegiances lie elsewhere. This could be a secret project of hers. With the castle essentially being free real estate after it was destroyed, it was the perfect place for her to set up her own little shop, I suppose.
You don't know anything about it?
No, not at all.
Hmm.
This is the first time hearing. But it doesn't surprise me.
Yes. So, what else has Kelborn and Emmerich been up to?
Kelvin has been distant. Emmerich I've seen training in the yard quite often. The whole city, really, just wants you all dead.
Okay. What about Sabine? Planning to try and meet her at some point?
She is her usual stoic self. She'll be a difficult one to get on your side, but certainly not impossible.
What would be good leverage to use against her, or to persuade her?
Leverage won't really work with one of her kind. She is more of a woman of honor. But if you are able to convince her that you have the city's best interests at heart, I believe she will side on the side of good.
Would she be swayed by this whole Alagondar business? Or would she not really care about that?
If the would-be king could prove himself better than Dagult, then yes, I believe she could be swayed.
All right. So you said that you could help us. Then what do you propose?
Well, I'd rather wait until the rest of your company have joined us. I assume they will be joining us at some point.
I think they'd rather kind of hear your plan through me first, before we all. It's dangerous to move around the city, as you know.
He just smiles to himself and says, I understand. I am a tiefling. We have a poor reputation. Doesn't surprise me that you would automatically assume that I am a horrible person. Although you do have a drow in your company, which is... I thought you might be a little more forgiving of evil
We
races.
assume nothing of the sort.
Then why the distrust?
It's not distrust only on our part, but also practicality. You see, obviously we're wanted people. Moving through the city, traveling is dangerous. Especially carrying such an item of importance. Whereas I can easily evade the guards much easier than the rest in my company.
I suppose. Well, my plan from here on out would be to advise whichever one of your company wants to be the king to gather whatever allies they can. Call all your banners, as it were. Whatever allies you can find. Rally them all together, rally the people to your side, and march upon Castle Never. Take it back as their ancestral home by right. Force Dagult to step out of his comfort zone, meet them on even ground. Try and come to some sort of arrangement with them. With the city on your side, it'll be difficult for him to argue, especially if you go and claim your ancestral birthright.
And how would you suggest we get the city on our side? You said most of them want to kill us.
Well, I suppose they do. That's why it comes to the people you know. If you can find people in the city that not only you can trust, but the people can trust, and they can trust their word, then you may be able to sway people bit by bit.
Okay. And
do you have many allies in the city? Aside from myself, of course?
No. At least, not presently.
I see.
I think they're working on that.
That might be something to work on, yes.
So saying we do this, it all goes well, and so on. What do you get from it in the end? Is there anything you want?
Well, I hope to gain my respect back. I am no longer considered a counselor. I'm merely a treasurer these days. Nothing more. I would like my power back, my privilege and position back, and I would like to help whoever it is that does take over the city to manage it more efficiently than Dagult.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay, is there any more information you'd like from us?
I don't think so. That was all I was going to say, was rally your banners and march on Castle Never would be my advice. Of course, the choice is up to you. Try not to bring too much trouble to my door.
Yes, of course. We'll keep your name out of it.
Just gives you a respectful nod. Well, I'll leave you to your business then. Are you still planning on going and speaking to them and trying to weasel your way in?
Possibly. Yeah.
Well, I would
discuss with the others what our next...
You have been seen with the Blades of Drrust multiple times in the city.
Yeah.
It'll be difficult convincing them, that's all I would say. So be careful. But the choice is yours.
Very well. Thanks you for your advice.
You're welcome.
Obviously, we'll contact you again.
Please do.
If we need anything, or just to let you know how it's going.
Yes. Well, actually, I must be off myself. And he picks up his stuff, puts it in a little satchel, says, I am needed at court.
Have fun.
You nod and be on his way. I assume you'd be on your way faster, though.
Would Reed be messaging me around now?
We'll say around this time. Reed, what were you going to message Sank?
I'll say, Sang, we're at the Cloak Tower. I was wondering whether you could go and speak with Sabine at Moonstone Mask in stealth mode. Let us know any updates from Mordai.
Okay. Is that the whole thing?
I think that's enough words, give or take.
How many words is it? 25.
Yeah, that's about 20.
I'll say, can do.
Oh, you bitch.
Mordai.
Oh.
I'm finished. I'm counting. Mordai says, gather your allies and take over Castle Never as birthright. I think that's 24.
No, you've still got more.
Do I?
Oh wait, was it 24?
I think that
I
was
got,
24.
I thought it was less.
I got 14.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It is 14. I can't count.
You had me question myself then. Like, did I miscount? No.
I can't count. Well, there you go. That's all I'm going to say because Sang also can't count. We'll leave it like that.
Okay. So you haven't responded as to whether you'll go to the Moonstone Mask or not.
Yeah, I said can do. That was my first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cutting.
In order.
Yeah, we'll say cutting back to the main group now. Yeah. Reed, you pass on Sang's 14 words.
Yeah. Mordai is. He didn't. The words he said, he didn't say advise. He said, do it. You gotta go there.
Wow.
So
What
I'm
I have
gonna
said,
say
I have
that.
said.
Yeah. Mordai said, let's take Castle Neverwinter, rally the people, rally our allies, and take this as birthright, Tristan and Arlon. Let's do it.
That is what he
Mordai
said.
says. If Mordai
You don't
says,
have to do what he says.
if Mordai says we do this, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Yes, this man we just refused to go to because he might not be trustworthy.
Yeah,
We can
I didn't
definitely trust him now.
I didn't trust him like 5 minutes ago, but now he makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Those 14 words, they did the job.
Yeah. I think you gotta also think they'll be on guard because we let fucking 6 zombies out. But you never know, they
come
might.
back and everyone in the castle will be dead.
Yeah, it's either one or the other. They've
Well,
killed everybody. Or
Rogar will say, well, they're probably already on guard because like I got shot about 12 times as I was trying to fly out the city like the other day. So they already definitely. Yeah, I'm not going outside of the cloak tower, man. Fuck that.
Do we have I'm just thinking now. Right, so we start off with a force here in the cloak tower. There's only one way that we force a resolution here, and we have to go loud. There's only so much sneaking around we can do, and preparation that we can do. We have to force Dagult's hand out of his throne room into the open again.
I agree, but we should do as the Mordai said. We should rally as many allies as we can.
I know where to start with that.
He like points down the tunnel like these orcs.
Yes. They're as affected by Dagult's policies as we are. We get them on board. We have a solid foundation. Then we spread out.
Wouldn't that alienate
Let me
the
finish.
rest of the city?
The rest of the city only turns against the orcs because of Dagult's policies. Now, I've been in and amongst the River District helping people out. Quite a few of them are dissatisfied with the Regent. We raised the banner of the Alagondars here in the River District and the Cloak Tower, and we push north to Castle Never. We take it. We force Dagult out of the Hall of Justice, out of his comfort zone. We force him to confront us openly. And if he doesn't, he shows himself as a coward and an old, frail man who can no longer rule the city.
As you spoke to me earlier, you said you have plenty of connections across the world. Could we call in any of those?
We have the company itself has a man of war that we could potentially call in. In fact, we ordered it to sail not too far from the city.
It's in position, like very close.
We have a man of war that can lock down the harbour for us, and no one will be able to take that down. Troops from Luskan would not help. Troops in Fort Harrowdown are too busy fighting the orcs and too decimated after the battle, and Waterdeep's forces would take far too long to get here. There are.
You had a dwarf in your Bible. Certainly, that's what the tales said. There was 6 of you.
Ulfgar is away, and we don't know for how long or where he's gone. He didn't say anything.
Well, Rhaegar
just went home.
with him, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Basically, his brother got put in prison, so he was there to try and like get him out. I don't really know what's going on beyond that, really.
I also have my my little band of outlaws who can work as spies within the city.
We need soldiers, not outlaws.
Yes.
Not kids.
A kid with a bow can put down a grown man as much as a grown man with a bow can. But
Absolutely, but is
point-
it
the
right
point
to make
is-
them fight?
Tristan justifies child soldiers.
Yeah, I was about to say.
A couple of them aren't just kids. There are a couple of grown adults in there as well. Either way, that even if we don't use them as to fight, we use them as spies and as distractions.
Where does
Well-
Dagult actually reside right now?
Hall of
Yeah,
Justice,
the
right?
Hall of Justice, yeah.
We take Castle Never. We raise the banner of the Alagondars. It's a direct challenge to Dagult's rule that he cannot afford to ignore.
If we're going to do this, whose name? The people aren't going to follow two of us, will they?
I shrug my shoulders and I'm like, it's not just, you know,
Duel for it.
there are pros and cons to both of us taking the crown.
I have also been thinking the same. I think for now, we maybe say that both of us are potential king material.
That
And,
I can agree on.
Once we've dealt with Dagult, our mutual enemy, we can let the people decide, or, I don't know, fight for it. I'm just throwing ideas out here.
I look at Arlon and I'm like, you want to fight me for it?
Not necessarily,
Like-
but if no other option can be presented,
Through
then I think through combat seems as good a way as any.
through legality, you know, the stronger claim, as you say, flows through me.
Yes, and
Direct lane. The direct
Why
line.
don't you let the people vote?
Direct line.
Let the
I-
people
I-
vote.
I
Once we take
agree.
Past Castle Never.
the people could
take-
also vote,
We take Castle Never.
but at
Yes.
that point it becomes less of a monarchy and more of a governing council, or I don't know. Like, people don't usually vote on the king is just decided.
Constitutional monarchy.
The
This is a new age.
the blood of Alagondar is the deciding factor behind the throne of Neverwinter, and that can't be denied because otherwise you end up with a situation like where Dagult happens again.
Mhm.
What I propose is that we'll deal with Dagult. We'll raise the banner of the Alagondars. We've got the crown. We've got 2 Alagondars living. Well, there's more Alagondars living because my siblings also exist. So there's a potential 5 Alagondars.
Well, I only just found out that I was an Alagondar, so there might be many more out there. We just don't know.
Alright, but we have to maintain rule of law. So, but for now, we raise the banner, we start gathering forces, and we start pushing for Castle Never soon.
Okay, where do we start?
Or we start with these orcs.
I'll let you lead the way on this one, seeing as you've met them before.
Alright, I'll start making my way down the passage.
You see that guy is on his way back from informing the rest of them. He just sort of passes you on the way, just like, right guys, yeah, right.
Yep.
Yep. Right.
I'll put the crown on at this point.
Okay. As you stroll into
Why is everyone
the
just wearing it already?
Where are we going?
No, he put his helmet back on when they were
just like deeper within the cloak tower to speak with the orcs.
Alright.
Yeah, you make your way back out into like the main sort of underneath of the cloak tower where most of the orcs are sat around a fire. The orc woman who is sort of leading them, who you spoke to before, will get up and glance at you. So yeah, what's with the crown?
This is the ancient crown of Neverwinter, belonging to the line of House Alagondar. As it turns out, I am, and my compatriot here, our gesture towards Arlon, we are both descendants of the House Alagondar. And
Alan
we're-
would like bob out from behind like you and just give a little wave.
And and we are intending on reclaiming the city from Dagult and reinstituting a reign of justice and fairness. And we aim to begin by rectifying any injustices dealt to you by the people at Dagult's behest, making you a scapegoat for his own crimes.
Well, thank you for saying that. I think I speak for all of us here when I say we are with you. But we're not just going to join you on a suicide plan.
No,
Honest.
but
What's the gig here? What do you want us to do?
the plan is, so there are members of the. Do you have any contacts left in any friendly humans who didn't turn on you?
One or two, perhaps.
We start with them. We start with the message that the Alagondars are back. I've worked in amongst the River District for a while, and I understand the mood there is easily swung. We raise the banner at the Cloak Tower, we take the River District, and then we take Castle Never. Are there any of you who are good at sewing around here?
One of the orcs in the corner, like a big dude, will speak up and say, "I'm not too bad."
Right. Can we get you making a banner with the sigil of the Alagondars on it then?
He'll nod. One of the others will say, "Maybe the rest of us could like go around and start carving the Minotaur into the side of like trees or something. You know, just get the image out there. You know."
No, that's
another one. So Alex slaps him on the head. It's like, "What are you fucking on about?"
The point is that we start here, and what we do is we work on those who are dissatisfied with Dagult's rule, of which there are many, and you start with your friendly contacts. We start bringing them in and around the Cloak Tower.
Well,
we start gathering people and more, and word of mouth spreads from family to family, friend to friend, and eventually people will start whispering, and more discontent. If they see an alternative to Dagult, they will flip. Because at the moment, they're happy with Dagult because they believe he's the only option, because he's prevented any other claimants from stepping forward. However, he can't stop us now. The only way he can stop us is by confronting us.
my only issue with that is, in order for us to go out and find the few friends we have, that would mean leaving the Cloak Tower, where we are very obviously orcs, very obviously hated by a good amount of the population. Even getting to those friendly places might be...
Okay.
Arlen will say, we ourselves are outlaws in the city. We have a bit of a hard time getting around ourselves.
We're all outlaws.
Get the children. Get the children.
The child soldiers.
The children. To do it.
I did tell them to go to the Cloak
War
Tower.
crimes.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just wait for these kids to arrive then?
they'll be our messengers. And maybe potentially I could maybe slip out in disguise into the River District and start pulling some of the people I've worked with together, but I don't know. It's risky, but the Cloak Tower will be our base of operations until we can take over the River District. I think we're in agreement on that?
The orc lady, Johari, will nod and just say, this place is yours as long as you need it, and we are your humble servants. O king, she says, sort of mockingly, but, in jest.
I just laugh. Do we have like a map of a city, the map of the city, like a physical map of the city? Right.
Yeah,
Do we
you're
have,
looking
like,
at it right
This
now.
is
No. I mean, like, I'm talking in game.
What do you mean?
Like, just because I want a war table.
Yeah.
I want a war table.
Yeah. Well, you guys bought this map.
Oh, okay.
I made you pay 10 gold for it.
Okay, fair. I forgot about that. Right. Can I take over? Can we have like one of the tables as like a war table?
Yeah. They pull out like a half-broken table and just sort of set it up. They're like using a chair as one of the legs.
Can that guy who's sewing the banner roll for it as well to see if he just does it really terribly?
Thanks, Michael. Wow, thanks, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael once again.
It's like-
Michael once again has to like cuck my gameplay.
Guys, I'm finished. And he shows you it, and it's just like, it sort of looks like it, but definitely not.
You said you could do it.
You going to make another one?
Oh, yeah, we need more.
He does the thing where like you like clench your hand in front of your face. It's like, oh. And he'll go back to the corner and start sewing.
Keep trying.
Yes, right. So I'll roll out like the map on the table.
Mhm.
Have a dagger for it. Keep it in. That
Yep.
sort of thing. Right. So
Stare from the wind in this cave.
Yeah. If you want any like markers, then let me know.
yeah. So can we like mark the cloak tower with like what color's the Minotaur on the Alagondar banner?
So the Minotaur is white, the sword is silver, and the background is
Background's what?
blue.
Right. Let's put a blue
So-
marker on the cloak tower.
Figure something. So yeah, you can see on the actual like the crown itself in the magic items, like that color blue that's on the crown is the background of the Alagondar symbol. And again, it's a silver sword with a white Minotaur, or Minotaur's head.
Where's the crown? I'm trying to find the crown.
Be in homebrew items.
Oh, homebrew items.
There you go. Put a blue marker on it for you.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent.
Right. So that's us
Wait,
then.
where'd my little line go?
And then
Yep.
Dagult will have like a little.
Oops.
I don't know what's the current banner of Neverwinter? It's like a grey, right?
No, it's the same. They kept the same color scheme.
Oh, right.
But they just changed because it wasn't the official Alagondars anymore. It was just white snowflakes on a blue field instead of a white Minotaur on it.
Right. Okay. Got you. Well, we'll put a white here on the Hall of Justice.
The blues and the whites.
Blues and the whites.
There you go.
Okay. So I start looking at it and I'm like, right.
What?
Oh god, two of us did it.
Oh, you deleted my one.
Of course I deleted your one. I am the god here, not you.
Okay. I'm looking at like right. So we need to take the Fallen Tower district first.
Yeah, the Fallen Tower is actually the pub, or the tavern, sorry, that the orcs used to own before. Like that was where like the big conflict kicked off. Was when
That's where
people,
the race riot was.
yeah, the people basically burned down the pub and kicked out the owners. Well, the owners are actually here now. The orcs that used to own it.
Okay. Right.
Why don't we try and convince some of the guards to join us?
That's what Sang's gonna do.
Shout out to Sang.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
going to be heading to this Moonstone mast.
So I'm thinking first we need to secure. Yeah, we need to secure the old Fallen Tower, basically.
We just do it bit by bit.
Yeah, and
I
basically
think
just, like,
we could control this whole area by this square.
Yeah, the river district certainly would be controlled by there.
yeah, we need
we
to
could
take
go
the river
south.
district.
Place to place and recruit and convince people to join our cause, and then we
Mhm.
rally here, all of
I would
us.
say the sort of like
Okay.
border of like the Black Lake to the river district would be like river district beneath, Black Lake district above.
Yeah, so we take the river district.
I'm drawing your battle lines for you.
Potentially we take on. We need to get some of the guardsmen on side as well.
You can pay them.
Pay them with what?
That's-
We haven't got-
Well, that's
Money.
the thing. You know who does have money?
Who has the money?
Mordai.
Thank you, Breed. He's the treasurer. So
Oh, true. Reed,
Yes.
can you message Mordai?
Yes.
Tell him we're raising the Minotaur at the Cloak Tower. We need the guardsmen in the river district on board. What can he do with the treasury?
Alright, I'll sort of paraphrase that.
Mhm.
Mordai. I'll also say, plan to take Castle Never. We need as much support as possible. Help us. Reclaim your position.
there is a wagon of gold supposed to be taken to the Hall of Justice tonight. If that wagon were to go missing, however,
Where's it coming from?
If the wheels were to be eaten by someone.
the money is going from where would it?
From his house.
No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be from his house.
I mean, why can't he
Well,
just
say-
pay him himself? Like,
Yeah,
jeez.
can't he just redirect funds to
What a
the
tightwad.
soldiers?
Well, no, because that gives him away.
Yeah, who cares?
He cares.
Huh? He's on our side. He's on our side now.
No, he's on
Playing
his own.
both
He's
sides.
on his own side. He's just
Yeah,
so
yeah.
more aligned with us.
Yeah. We'll say there'll be a place in the docks that would transferring from the docks to the Protector's Enclave.
But all we need to do is bribe like a really high up, like a captain, some shit. Like I don't know, it kind of like sounds like Thanos Mint. We need to bribe a guy like that.
I agree. If we can bribe the sergeants or the captains, then the grunts will follow suit.
Exactly.
We might not even need to bribe a couple of them, to be honest.
The captain of the captain of the guard in the city is called Durham Shaw, and you see at this point, Johari the orc just like spits, like, "Fuck Durham Shaw." Just like, yeah, gives you the evils. Alan will continue to say, Durham Shaw is a bit of a controversial figure. Whether he'll join us or not will depend on how much money we have, I suppose.
To be honest with you, a man like that probably not worth having alongside anyway.
Yeah,
he might be one. He might be one to get rid of, and whoever replaces him might.
We could bribe him though, and then arrest him straight after once we come in power.
No, I'd rather just not.
If people know that we're associated like with each other, then it might just drive them away. So.
Yes. You've already seen the reaction from, you know. I'd rather not have a man like that on board.
Johari speaks up and says, "The last time Luskan attacked this place, he stopped me and my kind from defending the city just because orcs were the ones attacking it. I suppose he thought we would be traitors and kill our own kind, but never. I love this city. I hate him." He spits again.
Alright, stop spitting, man. You nearly got my shoes.
A man like that is not worth having on board.
Alright. I've had a change of heart. I don't want this guy to join us. I think we should fuck the not actually literally fuck the soldiers. I think we should like not use them. They sound like pricks all in all.
Now you're being ridiculous.
What? Surely all the soldiers have fought a form of control, and that'll alienate all our supporters.
No.
Yeah, defund the soldiers.
Not defund them. I'm just saying, if we're seen with them, then we're no different than Dagult. I think we could take them.
You need to remember that whilst captains may be controversial, there are sergeants and lieutenants who are not. Who are constrained by the position that they're in, and the inability to respond to people like that because of the fact there is no alternative. Just like the rest of the people in this city.
Okay, so bribe the sergeants instead of the captains.
Why does it always come down to bribery with you?
How else are you going to convince them?
Regardless of how we convince them, as long as they're marching under our banner, we won't have a problem.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Well, you said, we don't want to be seen with those guys. Because if we're seen with them, but they're marching with us beneath the Alagondar banner, then that won't look weird.
It's not a problem.
But bribery is
Some of the captains won't.
In Reed's defense, bribery is a valid strategy.
It is, yes. However, we only have limited amounts of gold.
Well, if we were to steal this shipment.
Aye, that means making our way to the port.
True.
I think.
Well, Stang's already in the area, right?
Pay them some now, and then pay them some after, and then use the treasury money to
I'll steal the wheels right off that wagon.
Just the wheels, not the gold. Guys have 4 wheels.
We can offer them to the soldiers to eat them. Like,
Right.
Can you imagine? That'd be great. Giant wagon wheels.
Okay, well, we wait for the outlaws to get here as well, and then we can start working with the people, because we can send them out and start the whispers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And what we can have them do is start, like that one orc said, and I'll nod over in his direction, painting, or making marks of minotaurs around the city would also be quite useful.
It's like, see? I told you it was a good idea.
It's just getting the symbol out there. People will start wondering what's going on,
Can I message Ulfgar?
Yes, you can.
I'll be like, Ulfgar, hey, long time no speak. How are you? We're in Neverwinter. We're about to fucking cause a revolution. How about you?
Sup, man? Yeah, things are going okay here. I think Dalmir's gonna be let off the hook, which is all right. I've met this guy who has actually been to Yizgard before, so I've been speaking with him, and then the message cuts off.
Wow, that sounds cool. Any chance you could come to Neverwinter right now? Lol. Tell me about this Yizgard.
Well, so that's the thing. This guy I met says that the man who has the hammer that I want is like the #1 champion over there, and that if I want to take it off him, I have to beat him in combat. But to get there, I have to like rise up the ranks. So I was thinking about just going ahead on my own, and because it might take me a while to rise up the ranks. But I can come to Neverwinter with you guys if you need. You will have to like get me there.
When are we doing this revolution thing, boys?
Like pretty soon.
Well, didn't you say we need to wait for those kids to arrive and then
Yeah,
they
but
have to
they
spread
weren't
rumors?
far behind me, and we've got that shipment of gold to rob tonight. So
Hold on, let me check my calendar to see when the kids are.
And they need a few days to conspire, no?
I mean, teleportation, you'd only need to like rest for one night so you can get this.
That's the thing, you can
Things
go
back.
tomorrow.
So I think the kids will be arriving in tomorrow. You don't know when tomorrow. It could be at the start of the day. It could be at the end.
Alright.
well, maybe our
Where are
first move.
those
Maybe our.
kids gonna go once they get here, though?
I told them to come to the cloak tower.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Maybe our first move tonight then is taking that shipment of gold.
Well,
Sure,
me and
but,
my companions are pretty good at doing that. But the problem now is that we're all wanted fugitives. How are we going to get there?
That is a slight problem.
visibility. I can turn loads of us invisible.
Yeah, but that's not gonna last for the entire time it takes us to get to the docks.
Wait, how much gold was it?
You don't know. There wasn't a specific amount said. It was just said there's a large shipment of gold. Basically, the wages that would be given to the soldier.
You just say it's more than 500 kilograms.
Are you thinking about how much you want to stuff into the bag of holding?
Think about this: if we turn invisible, just run on, put everything in the bag of holding, teleport away.
Well, Rogar's got no more teleports left today,
Yeah.
Damn.
so he can't even teleport you there, let alone teleport you out.
Okay,
Also, I'm not good at weight, so I don't know how much 500 kilograms is. Give me that. What weighs about 500 kilograms for a life?
500 kilograms
A
of
horse.
feathers.
A horse?
Horse.
Yeah.
Okay,
really?
Yeah.
I guess actually, yeah, makes sense.
so that's.
My horse probably weighs between 500 and 600.
See, when I was thinking 500 kilograms in my head, I was thinking like way more than that. So I'm glad to give me that reference point.
You're welcome.
I mean, you could probably fit the gold in the bag. I'll say, however much is there, unless there's like loads, in which case you could take a good amount of it, enough.
I mean, 500 kilograms of gold is still an awful
Exactly,
lot.
that's still a lot.
You fit the wagon wheels in there as well.
Okay.
I could send a message to the pirate boys, and them to fucking blow this city to smithereens.
What good will that do?
No.
I don't know.
No,
Might do
we
something.
do need them to rock up when we start the revolution. We do need them to rock up into the port, because if we can lock the port down, then that's already a step for us. What we need them to do is to fly the flag as well.
My only issue though with getting them involved in is if we bring them in too early, and then it's announced that there's a fucking dragon, he'll just go for the ship and burn it to smithereens.
That's a risk we've got to take. Everything's a risk we're taking right here.
It's a dragon.
I mean, it's not it's a pointless risk, because we're just like,
What do you mean it's a pointless risk?
because if we just like leave, like, what is the ship actually doing if it's sieging the port? It's not doing anything.
Yeah, it's blockading the port, Reed.
Well, hold
good.
on.
No.
I agree that the ship should be kept off to the side. If he tries to flee via ship, then we can send our ship after them. But we won't be able to blockade a port with one ship anyway.
Yeah. Oh, Tristan, fuck your plan. It's shit. I'll do my own thing. The pirate ship is coming in and it's blowing up the shit city.
I would also disagree with that plan. I feel like if a pirate ship comes in, wait, pirates, you say?
They're not
pirates.
pirates. They're
Just get carried away.
we.
Either way, one ship is useful, but it's not enough to
It's a lot of
do it.
cannons.
Yeah, especially not against a dragon.
Cannons, you say? Even so, it's still not enough to blockade an entire port.
No,
Yeah.
the threat of a man of war armed with cannons is enough to put off. It's also a show of strength. It's a massive man of war with a lot of cannons.
I'm a firm believer in not revealing your cards until you have.
I agree.
I would still say keep the ship where it is.
We leave the ship where it is, and we only have to use it if we need it.
I mean, the person you're afraid of fleeing this place is what? The dragon?
Oh, and Dagult.
Well, Dagult could have teleportation means. He's not going to try and flee by a ship. And a dragon can just fly. So either way, the ship's not going to stop them.
Alright.
Yep. Anyway, let's what do we think about Ulfgar?
What about him?
Is it worth asking him to come back, come and join us tomorrow?
When was his fight thingy?
He said he can come whenever. He's like that. Super unreliable with times.
You just have to wait for Rogar to be able to teleport.
Yeah. It'd be whether do we want to waste Rogar's teleport slots on him?
It's essentially a day's worth, because he has to teleport there and then teleport back, which is both his teleports for the day.
I think it's just not particularly worth it.
Could he maybe
Or we
bring
could-
like an army of dwarves with him or something?
We could bring 8 dwarves. We could bring Dalar's brother and
Hey,
a few other.
I mean,
Sorry,
Ulfgar's brother.
Ulfgar's brother.
If he can,
That'd be funny.
If he can bring some,
That'd
of
be
the,
awkward.
If he can bring some of the dwarves with him, that'd be worthwhile. I think they're all pretty good fighters. Anything to
Yeah,
shore
that'd
up
be
the amount of
cool.
troops that we have. I'll take any advantage we can get, and an extra 8 dwarves. If it was just Ulfgar himself, I'd say no. But if he can bring his brothers and a couple of the others with him, then yes, that's worthwhile.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Do you want to message Ulfgar now or tomorrow?
I'll message him now.
Mhm.
I'll ask Rogar. Rogar, where do you know in wherever Ulfgar is?
He's in
Where is
Citadel Adbar. I'll just pull up the map just to show you where that is as well. Not that it's super important, but just for fun. Because Citadel Adbar is far. And actually, I do want to check it. 707 miles.
Wow, that's a lot of miles. Wait, where is that? I can't see. Oh,
And
there
I've got
it is.
a
Just
line
below
going
Jeez,
to-
yeah. Wow, that is far. Yeah.
Can he teleport that far?
Yeah, you can teleport any distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
message.
Citadel Adbar. Where does Rogar know in Citadel Adbar? Does he know the place?
I was taken to like the Torrin house, like his house, and I spent a day there. To be fair, I like had a little look around, chatted with some dwarven people. Like the dwarves there are actually quite nice, you know. Like
Okay.
I was expecting them to be like really mean to me, but nah, they were pretty sound.
Alright, okay. We'll meet him there tomorrow then. So I'll message Ulfgar. I'll say,
Mhm.
can you meet Rogar tomorrow at Torren House and bring 7?
Yeah.
You can bring 7 of your strongest soldiers to help us take back the city.
Yeah, I think I should be able to do that. I mean, it might take a bit longer, but we've got our family has a skyship, which I didn't know about before. We could get like a whole unit if you need that, but it might just take like a bit long because we have to like travel there by sky.
Oof. I'll tell the boys this. But yeah, that might be a bit too long. I'll ask him, how long roughly would it take to bring all these things? Time is of the essence.
It was say 707 miles an hour.
Unfortunately, it's more like 40 miles.
Oh,
40 miles an hour, 700.
around
That would take,
It's like 2
19
days,
hours,
right?
yeah.
Which is, I mean, not the worst if you're already waiting a day.
Yeah, it's only another extra day.
Wait, did I say days? I meant hours.
Oh, what did
nah,
you say?
Sean, you were
I
wrong.
said like 19 days.
Wow, what a fool.
Wait, so wait, it's 19 hours?
Yeah.
That's less than a day.
Yeah, that's super quick. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Bring him in.
If they go non-stop though, I don't know if they need to like refuel or like stop for pee breaks or something.
I mean, I think they could just
Piss over the edge.
The services.
they can just pee off the side. The ship itself does not need to go and find a toilet.
You might want like a Burger King or something for a welcome break though.
Yeah.
One in the air.
Yeah, and when they're there, they're like, "This is the only time we ever get Burger Kings, guys." And it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Bit pricey though, because it's at the service station.
But yeah, that's not the slowest, but it's also not the fastest. It's up to you guys.
Well, we're not really kicking things off until tomorrow anyway, so.
Yeah, okay, this airship sounds like a sick idea. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll message Ulfgar.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Also,
can
it's
you...
gonna be pretty imposing as well.
Yeah. Looks fucking boss. I'll say to Ulfgar, please, yeah, if you could bring as many people in the airship as possible, as fast as possible, that'd be much appreciated. Let us know how long it will take. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I mean, Dalmir won't be able to come, but I can get Grande and Thilmir to come. As far as like the ship goes, I don't know myself how long it takes to like charge or get set up or get ready, but I can certainly like look into it for you. And I'll just say I'll try and be there as quick as I can.
Alright.
So we've got dwarves coming in, we've got our outlaws coming in. We're going to start getting the people on board with the river district. We've got this gold shipment to rob tonight, and then Sang's going to go talk to...
Speaking of which, where am I right now?
Well, where would you like to be? First of all, you are still very much looking like yourself.
Well, can I wear my cloak with my hood up?
I mean, yeah, but that's only going to do so much. If that's what you would like to do, absolutely, you can attempt it. It will be based on rolls whether you get spotted or not.
Busy right now?
Can we go back to the normal map? Sorry.
It's always
We're
yeah,
on
of
the
course.
normal map.
No, it means like the world map.
Oh right. So is it busy? Is it busy there right now?
It is pretty busy.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine then. I think I can kind of blend in.
Okay, what colour's your cloak?
Black.
Pink.
Pink.
In that case, I would just say make a stealth check with advantage to try and sneak through. 24. Yeah, you find yourself slipping through the crowds easily enough. The guards that you do see are on high alert. Like they've been warned of a potential something.
Kind of expected that.
But you want to head to the Moonstone Mask, or are you heading somewhere else? Yes, you are heading. Okay.
Can we go back to the map now? Are you done with this?
Yeah, you done with what you needed from
It was more. I think I asked the pirate, the ship, to stay at. It's Shan's Revenge, right? It's called Shan's Revenge.
Yes, it is called Shan's Revenge.
I think we asked it to stay at Thornhold.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you could always message and say.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Can I
No. From what I was.
I thought it was here.
Yeah. No. From what I remember, it was like they were going to find a cove like near Neverwinter.
Yeah.
So I would assume they're like just like near Neverwinter, like not like immediately there, but like if you were to like give them an hour or an
cove here.
Yeah, if you were to give them a couple of hours, they would be there within like, as soon as you said.
That's good to know.
As you approach the Moonstone Map, you see it's like this like massive 5-story building on almost an island all its own. The land around the inn is like broken free and is like floating in the air, and there's an earth moat. So like imagine just like loads of floating rocks circling around it. There is a single portal which seems to like connect one side of the mainland to the Moonstone Maskland. There are definitely guards like checking everyone who goes through that portal. I will also say make a perception check. 18. You do notice on top of the establishment there is like a rooftop landing almost, and you see like smaller skyships docked there where some people would come by skyships, some would come through the portal, and those seem to be the only two ways of getting in. But either
when
way,
you say portal, do you mean like a literal teleportation type?
A literal portal that seems to connect from we'll say like the mainland here to this bit here.
So is this not a bridge?
No, there is not a bridge there. I don't know why the map has a bridge. in the lore, there is no
So-
bridge.
Okay. So is this island floating or is it in the water?
The island itself is in the water. There's just like floating rocks around it.
Okay. That's fine. In that case, can I go to like this pier here?
Mhm.
Is it much quieter around here? Are there no guards around this area?
There'd be guards everywhere, but you could certainly find a point where like you could like yeah, you could find a time where there are no guards.
Can I just run across the water?
Okay, you want to run across the water?
Yeah.
Okay. As you begin running across the water, you are immediately spotted. 'Cause why would you not
said
be?
there were no guards.
Yeah,
it's right. It's right
yeah,
in the middle of nowhere.
No, as in like no guards if you wanted to like quickly slip under the
Oh.
water. But like if you're trying to sprint across the
Oh,
water, that's going to draw attention.
no, I
Most
mean- I
people
meant
can't
if
run
there was,
across
like-
water.
No, I meant if there was like no one there.
No. Again, you could find like small
Oh.
small openings,
Okay.
small gaps.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. You could find small openings to do things without the guards.
Yeah, I
spotting you,
wouldn't
but-
just run across.
You definitely couldn't just sprint across the water because that will be noticed.
I thought you meant it was like a quiet period where there was no one around.
No.
Okay.
Again, it is a quiet period, but there's few people around. But there's
Did
still
we
some.
get those potions of water breathing?
Well, if you've not got it in your inventory, then you know.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I know some people bought them, but
Yeah.
I don't think everybody did.
No, I don't think I've got one. Okay. So are there any like people rowing boats across to the island?
No, and just looking across, it looks like the island itself is like quite well guarded from the outside. So there's like people patrolling the coast and keeping a watch. This is clearly a very clearly a fancy establishment. I mean, if there's skyships landing on the roof of it, then it's going to be pretty fancy.
Okay. Well, that's made it a bit more difficult. Okay, so as I'm wandering around this area, do I see anything interesting? Anything stands out?
Make a perception. 13. Not really. You can see like one by one various patrons will go up towards this portal, speak with the guards on the door briefly, and then be allowed passage through the portal. You don't notice any sort of hidden things.
Are any of them can I see if any of them are like offering bribes of some kind?
On a 13 perception check, not necessarily, no, but that may be possible. The only way you'd know is by trying, I guess. Bearing in mind that you have your face is recognizable.
Yeah.
But nobody seems to be taking bribes per se. They more just seem to be showing up. The guards are like, "Yeah, we know you. You can come." Or even if they don't know them, just like a brief conversation and through. I guess they're more there as a precaution.
All right. In that case, can I head back into the city? I want to look for a potion shop.
Go ahead and roll another stealth check for me. 25, you're okay. You find a potion shop easily enough.
Okay. I want to purchase a invisibility potion.
Visibility. To be clear, you running across water will still make like splashes.
yeah. I'm not done yet. I also want a potion of water breathing.
Invisibility is 1,000, and water breathing is 100.
Okay, well I can afford that. There we go. Cool.
So did you buy both?
Yes.
1,100.
Yeah.
Done and done.
Wasted all my money, honestly. Tristan better pay me back after he becomes king.
Arlon becomes king, doesn't pay you back.
Yeah. In that case, I'm going to go back to where I was. Well, actually, before I leave, how long does invisibility potion last for?
An hour.
How long would you say it takes to walk from the potion shop? And then back to the pier and then back?
I would say maybe like walking, it would be about 40 minutes.
Okay.
We'll say from the potion shop, which would have been, down here, probably 40, 45 minutes to the
Oh, right.
to the place.
Yeah, in that case, I'll wait till I get to the pier and then find a quick moment where there's
Okay. Make
no one's
one
looking.
more stealth check for me to make your way back there. Again with advantage. If this was Rogar or Delar, they would be rolling with disadvantage because they stand. You're a human, so you are good. Yeah, you make it back there easily enough.
Okay, then I'll just wait for a moment when no one's really looking briefly and drink the potions.
Okay, you knock them both back. You are invisible and can breathe underwater.
Yes, then I will swim across to the island.
Okay, we'll say by this time, by the way, it's like middle of the afternoon.
Okay, cool.
You make your way across to the island. I'll say make an athletics or acrobatics check to scale the cliffs.
Do I need to? I can just run up them.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you want me to still roll?
No, actually, no, you're okay. So you can run up them easily enough. Get to the top. What then?
Okay, what do I see? How, like, what's
Um,
around me?
Well, you're just sort of on the outskirts of the building, so you can't really
Okay.
see too much inside. Most of the windows have like drawn
Yeah,
curtains.
no, I mean, like, with the building, like, where's the entrances and stuff?
Oh, so you would have run up like here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see any entrance from there, so you can go around left or right.
I'll go around the right.
Michael went
Wow,
right,
I
and it
went
actually
right.
and it actually took him to the door. Yeah, the door would be just here at the bottom,
Okay.
sort of. Again, there's like a bit of a queue to get in, and one by
Can I
one,
just, like,
people are being checked.
Can I, like, stand next to the queue? Just
Yeah.
wait for a moment where they're letting someone through and then slip in with that person. Or is there, like, is it possible to walk behind the guards at the door, or are they right up against the door? Like,
So the guards sort of are blocking the way. They only step to the side when they're letting people through. So you could try and slip in with someone else.
yeah, okay, I'm just gonna try
Yeah.
that.
Okay, I'll say make a stealth check just to flat roll this. 27. You do manage to sneak your way in. Inside on this ground floor, you see there is a lovely sort of dining area where people seem to be having all sorts of strange delicacies that you've never seen before. There are also a number of women walking around this establishment in like black gowns, but they have these Moonstone masks, which are basically what are they called? You know, like the Renaissance masks that you'd wear at balls.
Yeah.
Like those, but they have bits of Moonstone around which glow.
Like masquerade, they call that.
Masquerade,
Yes,
that's it,
that's the one. They have these masquerade masks, but again, they have like these crystals that glow and like
Wow.
shimmer on their masks. Hence the name Moonstone mask.
Okay, yeah, I need to get one of those.
Yeah, I'll say if you want to look around to try and find one.
Try and go in like the back rooms to try and find one of these outfits.
Yeah, I'll say you make it to one of the back rooms, but it is locked.
Can I use thieves' tools? Does that uninvis?
I'm not sure. Let me check ability.
I am proficient in them.
Do you have them as well?
Yeah.
I thought you did. Sorry, Reed, I'm just checking your invisibility for a second.
I don't think I wrote in my inventory because it was in tools, so I didn't think I needed to.
Oh no, it does not end. It ends if you attack or cast a spell.
Nice.
But you can thieves' tools while invisible. So go for it. 27. Damn. Yeah, you definitely managed to pick the lock, get inside one of the back rooms. See, there are a couple of the girls there changing, but you can sort of slip past them easily enough. And I'll say make an investigation check. 4. You have a really good look around.
By the changing girls.
Well, I don't know which way Sang goes, but she's a woman as well, so it's not that weird. Either way, you have a good look around this area, and you can't see any masks or any kind of spare masks or spare gowns.
Yeah. That's annoying. Are any of the girls still there?
Yeah, there are a couple in there, just like chatting amongst themselves.
Are they like? Did they take off their masks or?
They both have their masks on right now, actually.
Okay. What are they talking about?
Yeah, you are invisible anyway. So right now they're just chatting about like a couple of the clients they've just been speaking with. You notice throughout their conversation that they actually, even amongst themselves in private, don't give away any details about like the person's name or any specifics that they might have done. More just little things about like, yeah, there was this guy who told me he fell into a cart full of dung the other day. Like that. But they don't but they don't give any like specifics away. Discretion
They
is.
don't mention Sabine or anything.
Yeah. Well, you just get a feeling that discretion is like very valued here at the Moonstone Mask. Because even in a private area, they're not giving away specifics, so they're not gossiping even amongst themselves.
Okay. Is there a place I can like hide in this room for now?
Yeah, I'll say you could like hide in the shower area. There would definitely be like a showers in this sort of section.
Okay. I'll wait there for a bit and see if any of them like get changed or anything, so I can steal their outfit.
Okay. I'll say make a perception check.
So rolls are not with me anymore.
Either way, you're invisible, so it wouldn't be too difficult. They don't really take their masks off at all while they're in this establishment. Even while they're changing, they would still keep the masks on.
Interesting. So they probably don't even know what each other looks like.
Quite possibly.
Can I wait till there's only like one of them in the room?
Yeah, I'll say that's easily done. I'll say your invisibility would be wearing off around this time.
Can I knock them out?
Sure.
You want me to bother rolling for that?
No. You knock one of them out.
Then I'll put her like in the shower area, and then change clothes with her.
So you're now wearing the black dress with the Moonstone mask.
Yes.
All of your like gear, so your sword and your backpack and
hide that,
all of that goodness.
Yeah, I want to hide it. What have they? Are there any like cupboards in here?
Yeah, there'd be like sort of like locker areas or like places for people to store their stuff.
I want to hide it like behind one of those, so between it and the wall, kind of thing, out the way.
Sure. I'll say just roll a d20. See how good of a spot you can find. Pure luck. 18. Okay. You've managed to find a nice little hiding spot for your gear.
Nice. All right. Then I'm gonna head back out into the tavern.
Head back out into the tavern. Where would you like to go from here? You can see like there are the stairs leading up, and there's like this ground floor where everybody seems to be dining.
Okay. What are the other women wearing masks doing?
There's not actually that many on this particular floor. You see, there's like a sort of almost like a games section where the women would like sort of play dragon chess and other such like board games and card games. So a lot of them just sort of seem to be going up to the patrons of the establishment and just speaking with them, saying hi, trying to be nice.
Okay. And is that upstairs? Is it?
This is just on the ground floor. You haven't been upstairs yet.
Ground floor. Okay. Do any of the women wearing masks go upstairs?
A few, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll have a look on the upstairs floor as well.
Okay. Checking out the first floor, you notice occasionally though you might see someone with a mask take one of the patrons into one of these sort of like side rooms, but other than that, it's just a bunch of side rooms that all seem to be locked.
So they're like private rooms.
Yes, very much private rooms. And I'll say, like, do you want to like go up further?
Yeah.
Checking out the second and third floor also seem to be exactly the same.
Okay. Can I just test a few of the doors as I'm walking along? Are they all locked or?
I'll say you check a couple and they're locked.
I don't actually open them. I just want to.
Yeah. I'll say you check one and it's open. Do you want to like have a look inside?
Just a quick peep.
Yeah, I was having a little glance inside. It just looks empty, like this. But although it
in the room, is it like a bed?
So you can't see a bed from where you currently are. There would be like a sort of sitting room area but then it does sort of carry on further on.
Okay. Can I remember? Does it have like a number?
We'll say they do have numbers, and we'll say this is on the first floor, so we'll say it's like number 15.
Number 15. Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna keep that in mind. So all of the patrons are all on the ground floor basically, and these are all just private rooms.
You gather these private rooms have like their own little sitting area, bedroom, bathroom. Like they're basically like a hotel suite, but bigger and better.
And as I'm walking here, the women in mass like taking people into these rooms. How is it working?
Yes.
Just guests go by themselves. Or?
No, very much feels like they meet a girl in the downstairs, or the upstairs. You actually see people being led from the top as well, and then they go into one of these rooms.
They were just private rooms at the top. No, because that's where the skyships come from. So.
Yeah, well, you've only checked out these first 3 floors. There's actually a 4th floor, and then the skyship's on the top as well. So you haven't gone that far yet.
Can I go to the 4th floor then?
Yes.
Bean won't be coming from a skyship because she lives in the city, so there's no point. Be kind of silly.
This top floor is kind of like a bar/club type of area where they've got like music and a massive dance floor, and people seem to be drinking and partying here. Again, it's sort of like the middle of the afternoon, so it's not crazy busy, but you imagine at night this would be the place to be for the rich people of town.
Okay, so if she's going to be anywhere, it might be there. Okay, can I just wander around and have a look at some of the clients, see if she is any of them?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I did see her before as well, didn't I? So I would know what she looks like.
Yes, you have. 7. You don't notice her particularly. You do see a few people in like uniform here, a few guards. It's definitely not like a whorehouse per se. It's not just like, oh, there's loads of men around and there's loads of like there's like quite a few women that come here and will speak to the other women. Sometimes there's couples or groups that will go and speak to the women. You seem to gather that they're more like confidants, and people come here to just speak to them more than anything because they can trust that they won't blab.
Okay. Seeing she's not here, can I check on the ground floor then?
Yeah, make another perception check. 19. You have a good scan of this area. She doesn't seem to be here at the moment.
Okay, so probably will come a bit later on. In fact, Mr. What's his face did say there was a council thing going on. All right, in that case, I guess I'll just like try and blend in for a while.
Sure. How do you go about doing that? Like, do you actually go over and speak to people?
Yeah, I'll just kind of do like those similar things that the other ones are doing.
Sure. Go ahead and make just a general charisma check for me.
I'm not great at this.
No, you are not.
Wait, where is charisma? Oh, there it is. Oh wow.
Oh wow. Big
not bad. Big +1.
Big nat 17. So yeah, you actually do manage to like, have a few nice conversations with some of the people here. You don't give yourself away at the very least. Yeah, we'll say you just blend in for a little while.
Okay. Are the others doing anything in this time?
Yes. So yeah, going back to the others.
I'm whipping up another meal. Heroes feast.
The bonuses from the one you're currently on are still.
I just don't know what to. I just when I get anxious, I cook. Yeah.
Starts making some. What was it? Creme brulee.
No, it's tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
I'll teach the orc that's shit at stitching how to cook it.
Oh yeah, how's he getting on? What's his second attempt like?
Let's find out. It's slightly better than the last one.
Oh my god!
There you go, Tristan, another banner to add to your collection.
And you walk in, like present these things like in a montage, and we like shake our heads, and then like he comes in eventually, and then we stick our thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If he eventually gets there.
Yeah. If not, it'll just be a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it's just he keeps coming out. You guys. Yeah, you keep just saying to him, "Now, mate, it's just shit."
Were there any in the crypt where we were?
No.
Fuck.
But yeah, what's main team doing? I guess you guys are just waiting, aren't
We're
you?
just waiting, yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Um,
Should we just?
I
fast
was
forward
gonna say
time?
anything in particular you want to do while you guys are waiting?
Let's train up people how to fight. Let's do a fight
Train
montage.
Yes.
training montage.
Yes,
That's not the worst idea. That's actually a good idea.
Yes.
I mean,
I
yeah.
can train them.
Love a training montage.
Do all 4 of you do that?
Why not?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
And they also have like Rogar like trying to do it, but he's just really terrible at
Well,
it.
I was gonna say everyone's gonna have to make checks to see how good they are.
Partly whilst this is going on, can I take
Mhm.
more and more gems from like the inner caves where we were?
So I say you could do that instead of teaching, instead
Okay,
of
yeah, I'll
training.
do that. I'm not a good teacher anyway.
Sure. I'm not sure how many you collected from before, but I'll say if you want to spend the rest of the day collecting things, just double whatever you've got.
Alright, cool. I actually wrote it down so I can tell you.
Thank you.
20 kg of red gems and ashul gems. That's what I had
Sure.
originally.
Okay. Yeah, just
Oh. What are you saying, Sean?
Azure?
Azure.
Azure.
I thought you said
Azure.
Ashur.
Isn't it Azure?
I would say Azure.
Paddy, because I've got like a soldier background, like like an officer background.
Mhm.
Do I get like
I'll give you advantage on your.
Yeah.
So the 3 of you, so that'll be Rogar, Tristan, and Dalar, who are teaching. I'll say make charisma checks because it's less your like actual skill with the blade, more like how well you can
Oof.
So still only a
Yeah.
flat 13 for Tristan, so not the best. But
Yeah.
Rogar has good charisma.
No, he doesn't. Not today.
No, he
That
doesn't.
one.
I mean,
yes,
let's be honest.
my dreams come
Like,
true.
let's be honest, it is Rogar trying to teach people how to fight hand to hand, which he is not good at himself. So that makes
Imagine he
makes
just
sense.
hits himself in the head.
Oh, and Dalar. Okay, yeah, we'll say the day goes by of your training, and I mean, they're not really that much better than they were when you found them.
Oh,
You
God.
learned something from the orcs instead.
Well, a lot of them are, because being orcs, they are like naturally quite strong, but aside from just brute strength, you're not able to teach them any sort of refinement or skill. At least today, you can always try against them.
Yeah, it's fine.
Could we do more research on this sword I found? Did anyone else know here? Hang on, surely Arlon and that can help teach fighting.
Yes, I'll make a check for Arlon. And say that
What about all the other boys? They're pretty good.
I can't be asked rolling for all of them.
Do I? It's not that big a deal.
Nat what? Nat what? Nat what?
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20. Get counted.
I don't see anything. Oh,
Oh,
in the
Oh,
middle. In the
See?
middle.
oh my god.
Your counter worked.
Good move.
Why are your guys all just so average at
Then again, he
training?
would roll advantage as well. He's got a soldier.
Oh yeah, he would roll advantage. So 15. I mean, either way, it's still I'd say it's
Comfortable.
more of a group check for everyone to do it. And yeah, you know, they're trained, but not that much. As far as checking out the sword that you found, Arlon already inspected it. Said he could see like the mark of the Neverwinter 9 on it, but again, he's not like he doesn't have identifier or anything like that. I'll say make an intelligence check, Reed. 15. You could always take it back to Waterdeep and get it checked there, but you know Mordai is magically capable, so he might be able to help. Valindra also might be able to, but she's probably not the person to go to. So
Be mad
you know,
about her little lab.
yeah, those are definitely 2 people who could definitely tell you what this sword does.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Sang, we'll say you hang about long enough until watching the door, you do see Sabine. You do
My
see
line.
you do see Sabine enter with 7 guards behind her, all of whom are in like the sort of royal guard get up. So they're not just your common soldiers. But she goes and she sits down at one of the tables and with her soldiers, and they order a meal.
Okay.
What are you sort of looking out for?
I'll still
waiting
be like
for?
hovering around, but seeing if she is gonna like just what she's doing. Basically, is she just talking to her soldiers? Like what is she?
Right now,
anything else,
she's just sort of generally chatting with the soldiers. Every now and then, one of the women who works here will come up to the table, and you notice she actually she flirts with them a little bit.
Interesting.
But then that's it for now. She's just having food with her comrades. Do you intervene yet, or do you want to wait a bit?
No, wait till she's finished the meal.
Yeah.
To see what they do.
Yeah. After the meal, a couple of the guards seem to go off with girls that they've met. The rest of them, including Sabine, will head up to the top floor where they have a little party.
When you say party,
some of them would be up dancing on the dance floor. Others would just sort of be sat around the edges, just like chilling, having a drink with their pals. Right now, she's just like sat chatting with a few of her friends. Again, like the women of the establishment are very much going up to people and chatting with them constantly. So if you were to go up and talk to them, it wouldn't be out of place at all.
yeah, no, I'm just waiting for when she's like more by herself.
Okay. We'll say if you want to wait for a specific moment where she's by herself, there'll be once she's gone up to the bar to order a drink.
Yeah, then I'll go over to her.
Okay. How do you approach?
Just like all the other girls, just asking general questions. Like,
Michael tries to flirt bottom text.
I'm not very good at this. I don't know.
Well, your character's not very good at this either, so that works perfectly.
Well, what kind of things were we talking about with the other people earlier?
Just like whatever. How's your day? What you been up to? Just nice pleasantries, really. Yeah, it's up to you. So, just because Sanga's seen people do it doesn't mean she's good at it.
Well, I was talking to people as well.
Yeah, sure. I guess it's from before. No, I'm still gonna make you
No.
you try to figure it out.
Then when she's standing at the bar, I'll walk up next to her and then like put one arm on the bar and be like, "Hey, how was your day?"
Not too bad. Sabina's like, just generally quite seems open, seems chill. She's had a few drinks. Not drunk, but just like many interesting people today.
Many interesting people, but as you know, we cannot discuss them, of course.
Of course, but any gossip that may have happened from you don't have to mention any names. I always like hearing about the fun things that happen.
Can I relate a story that someone told me earlier?
Yeah, make one up. You can just say that someone told you it.
Yeah, someone told me that he was passing by the castle last night and heard some scary noises coming from it.
She's like, oh gosh, don't even get me started on that castle. We've had guards going mental, saying it's haunted. I don't know how it happened, but a bunch of guards ended up in some of the coffins. It was a nightmare. But thankfully, that's not my problem.
Oh?
She just like necks a drink. Well, I mean, it is my problem, but I don't have to go there personally to sort it. I just have to send subordinates.
Sounds like you've had a bit of a stressful job recently then with all this excitement in the city.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me. Do you want to go get a room, or are you happy just staying here?
We could get a room if you would like. Talk
Well,
more in confidence.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh.
Big 20.
Damn, fair play.
She will say, that sounds lovely. What are you drinking?
Oh, I'll just have a glass of wine.
She gets you a glass of wine. It is elven wine, so it is very potent.
Okay, I'll just take very small sips.
Okay. But eventually you can go and have a room to yourselves.
Okay, we'll go to the one that I saw earlier, of course.
I mean, it's definitely being used by now. But also, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
It was ages ago. But I'll say it's not difficult for you to just like go around and find a chamber where you guys can be to yourself.
Yeah.
Once you are alone, what would you like to do?
Well, what does she do? Does she do anything first of all?
She just goes over, sits on the sofa, and has a little drink, pulls out one of those like super long cigarettes, where like you stick the
one
cigarette
of
in
those.
in the end of a long thing,
Yeah.
and has a little toot.
Okay. Well, I'll sit. Is there like a chair opposite her, or is it next?
Yeah. That'd be like next to or opposite, whichever you prefer.
Okay. And I'll sit opposite.
Mhm.
Then I'll say, so I think we have some interesting things to talk about.
Please go ahead. And she just like has another little drink.
First of all, I'll say, so has anything been bothering you recently? Anything you'd like to get off your chest?
No, nothing unusual, I suppose. Durham's being a cunt as usual, but no, I'm fine. Fine as can be.
It's good to hear. No problems in your line of duty then?
No, well, of course we've had to redouble the guard in the coming days. I'm sure you've heard. The whole city's in an uproar looking for these Blades of Drrust.
Oh,
God.
tell me about them.
Well, I don't really know too much about them myself. I knew they were an adventuring company who've done many great things, and for some reason, Kelvin wants them. Who am I to say otherwise? I don't really know these people.
We've heard that, obviously from other guests here, that they're been troublemakers. Do you believe those rumors?
Well, I don't believe them, but I also don't disbelieve them. I've not been given proof of either so far. If it were up to me, and if I do manage to get my hands on them, I'll certainly question them myself before I hand them over.
Then perhaps you'll have a good opportunity. And then I'll take off my mask.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Is she saying that?
Yeah. No, she.
Okay,
Yes, sorry,
so I was thinking, why am I not allowed?
She's saying that.
Okay.
And then because again she has had a few drinks, it sort of takes her a moment to then go, and you just see her face drop. You're like, oh, you're the lady.
Yes. So
Sang?
that's correct. Glad you recognized me.
So yeah, like she like glances down at her sword, but like doesn't like go for it. She just like, is on edge.
Well, as you can see, I'm unarmed. If I meant to do you any harm, then I would have done so.
Make a deception check.
What? Why is that deception?
Because you're
actually
monk. Your weapons are your fists. You don't need a sword.
Right. Well, I'm not being deceptive about.
Okay, I'll say persuasion then. If you just want to,
deception would be better though.
Yeah, I'll say either or. Whether it's persuasion or either way, you're rolling to try and put her at ease.
Nice.
Big 25. Yeah, she does say, "All right then, speak your piece before I call the guard."
Well, you said you wanted to question us as well, so would you like to ask me anything first?
Well, yes. Is there any truth to what Kelvin and Emmerich are saying?
Well, perhaps if we knew the exact accusation.
You are being accused of being spies of Luskan, of infiltrating the city with the intent of bringing it down. Any thoughts? Are you indeed spies? Is your intent evil here in the city?
No and no. It is true. It is true. We did come from Luskan, but that is unrelated to our task or our purpose here in Neverwinter.
I see. What is your purpose here in Neverwinter then, if not to be spies?
Well, as you're aware, I'm sure you've heard about or you must have seen the whole darkness that happened.
She nods.
Do you know what that was?
No idea.
Well, that was the return of the Shadow King.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oof.
She just goes, okay, but what was it?
I'm being serious. we saw him ourselves in the Shadowfell.
Ah, I see. So the world's going to end. We're here
Yes,
to save us all.
basically.
Forgive me if I'm not quite convinced. If I was a spy, I would come up with something a little better.
Well, obviously there is no other reasonable explanation for that darkness that covered the whole world. Of course, if you want to verify it further, you can always write a letter to Waterdeep. Lyra Silverhand herself can confirm our story.
Any letters I send, I do have to inform the Lord Protector.
Probably not wise to do that, because the other reason why we are here is there is a dragon in this city. And
Her eyes immediately go wide.
We believe it is possibly masquerading as one of the members on the council, influencing Dagult.
Well, Kelvin and Emmerich are the obvious choices. Personally, I've never trusted Mordai. Durham Shaw's too stupid. And, I mean, I can only speak for myself. I'm not a dragon. So...
Yes,
dragon.
We figured you were one of the trustworthy ones. That's why I've come to meet you.
Why is there a dragon? What purpose does it serve?
Well, dragons always want power and wealth. But they're also in league, we believe, with the Shadow King. We've already killed 2 dragons. That's how we've found the location of the remaining ones.
She just necks her drink. It's like, this is a lot. If your words are true, which I have no reason to doubt they're not. So there's a dragon at court, and I assume you want me to, spy for you and try and find out who the dragon is, or what?
Mainly, we want you to be on our side. You have a lot of influence with the guards and the soldiers in the city, correct?
I do, to an extent. I can certainly rally most, or at least some of them, to your side, but they're not going to just... Why would we follow you? You're just a mercenary.
Well, that's the other part. We're not just a mercenary company. Since coming to the city, or at least one of our members isn't, we have found out that the leader of our group, Tristan, is actually in the Alagondar line, and we have tested this theory as well. We have found the crown.
She definitely seems to pay attention at that. She says, we've had many people come forward over the years claiming to be descendants of Alagondar. All have mysteriously disappeared. But if you can prove it, that's different.
Yeah, the crown has already proven it. You mentioned those soldiers that vanished in the crypt. That was us.
Next time you deal with my men, I would prefer you to just bind them, blindfold them, gag them if you must, but don't put them in coffins. That was a stroke of luck that one of us even happened to check the coffins.
If only she fucking knew.
Which is, if I am to ally with you, treating my men with a degree of respect would be number 1 on my list.
Of course. But as you're aware, we were being hunted at the time, so we had to limit our chances of being discovered.
By spending the time of putting them all in coffins?
It didn't take that long, but there was quite a few of us.
Fair enough, I suppose. Hold on, let me catch my breath here a minute. So there's a dragon in the city, I think is on the council. That would certainly make sense. Dagult has been very distant these last couple of months, ever since Emmerich and Kelvin arrived.
Like you, we suspect one of them.
Yes. And you say there's an Alagondar. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of Dagult, but He's not the worst person. He's certainly not someone I want to see die over all of this.
Perhaps he wouldn't need to die if we all ally together. Then it could be peaceful, and then the dragon could reveal himself and his influence over Dagult.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Oof.
I don't feel like I can commit to this right now. I'm a little tipsy for starters, but also I just don't know if I can trust you. As far as I know, you're all spies, and you would just be a good spy doing your job by coming to me and trying to infiltrate my mind.
Well, if you have any more questions, anything we can do to allay your concerns?
Not particularly. To be honest, I'm more tempted to try and arrest you, but your reputation precedes you. I know that won't go well for me. What can you say to me that can prove that you have Neverwinter's best interests at heart? Right now, you've told me that your comrade is the heir to the throne, but I don't know that.
As you've heard the reputation of our company, then you know the sort of things that we do. For example, defeating the Orc army at Fort Harada. Obviously, there was no need for our company to do that, but that was for the best interests of not just the northern parts, but the whole of the Sword Coast. In fact, Emmerich himself, we helped him defeat a invasion of, or potential invasion. Well, in fact, I wasn't there at the time, but our company helped.
Yes, he did mention that.
Yeah.
He said you used to be on good terms until you all abandoned him or something.
Well, that wasn't what happened. I mean, I wasn't with the company at the time, but
I suppose we're both just going off people's words.
Yes, from our understanding, they completed a contract with him, and he offered them another contract, but they chose another one, and that was the end of it.
Well, I suppose I can see his point of view. Once you've done one contract with someone, you assume a certain level of respect and relations.
But the other contract that was accepted was to prevent an invasion of ice trolls and all sorts of other creatures, which were then being controlled by a dragon, which they then slew. And not to mention, we then murdered or killed another dragon that was controlling Yuan Ti down near El Terrell, which was basically, it was like turning the people into like these kind of weird slave people, like controlling their minds. So you can see every contract that we've taken has always been to do good.
What would you ask of me?
Well, what we ask is,
if I was to,
at the very least, that you won't support Dagult. Our friend will claim the Alagondar line because we need to draw out.
Dagult won't just let you do that. Blood will flow in the streets.
It's possible, but our main aim, of course, is to get the dragon to reveal itself, and then perhaps when that happens, we want you to help convince Dagult to side with us to defeat it. Because the dragon has been what's influencing Dagult. And then if the dragon is then slain, perhaps they can come to an agreement about the future of Neverwinter.
I agree. If it were not for the fact that Dagult has been strange these last couple of months, I would probably have dismissed everything you've said. However, I am inclined to believe you. For now, I will keep my position, but should you need me, find a way of contacting me. I can leave that up to you.
Where do you normally reside?
My house is in the Protector's Enclave.
Can you mark it on my map?
You don't have a map with you, and she cannot mark it.
No.
Tristan has the map. He put it on the table.
Damn it, we need one map.
Yeah. Go and buy another one quick.
Can you like draw a map on a piece of paper?
No, and to be honest, I don't quite feel comfortable giving you my home address as much as I would like to trust you. And that's where we're at, right? I'd like to trust you. I want to trust you, but I don't just.
Very well. Then at the very least, you're not hostile to us, so we'll take that.
No. And if, when things occur, you can indeed prove that your friend has the Alagondar crown and he is the rightful heir. I mean, personally, I don't really give a shit about blood and names and who's supposed to rule. I think part of the reason I actually admire Dagult is that he came of his own volition and tried to fix the city himself when no one else would.
Like I said, perhaps they can come to some sort of arrangement, but with the dragon controlling him, I fear that will never be possible, and things will only get worse.
I agree. So, if anything, this dragon needs to be dealt with before any terms are discussed. If the dragon is there, he'll be involved. He'll be influencing Dagult's mind the entire time.
We need to challenge Dagult to get the dragon to maybe expose itself. To force some kind of confrontation.
She gets up, offers you a hand, and says, "I'll help you when the time comes."
That's all we want.
Shake a hand, and she says, "Well, if you don't mind, I have the rest of my night ahead of me."
Yes,
but thank you.
Just before you
Thank
go,
you for coming.
I don't suppose you could tell your guards to not chase me or something.
Unfortunately not, no. Until you and your company can prove yourselves, there's very little I can actually, without getting myself kicked off the council and made an outlaw myself.
Very well. Worth a try. Thank you for your assistance, or at least hearing us out anyway.
Sure nod. There's a farewell saying. It was a pleasure to meet you. And,
You as
I'll
well.
say, make an insight check.
Good at
15. She is definitely a little bit taken with you as well.
Yeah, my flirting thing worked.
Yes. But yeah, she goes off and heads back upstairs. We'll say you can.
Yeah,
what do you want to do
put
from
the
here?
mask back on, of course. Now I've got to
Oh,
try
yeah.
and find a way to get out of here.
I mean, you can walk around the grounds freely.
What, even outside the building?
Well, that's up to you. Could you try?
Well, I need to get my stuff back as well.
Yeah.
I don't quite know how I'm going to get out here.
What do?
Yeah. What time is it now?
Well, she wouldn't have come until just after dinner time, so it's probably 10 at night right now. So peak time for people to come here, really.
But it's a bit dark.
The place is booming, but yeah, it is dark outside.
Were they checking people on the way out or only on the way in?
I mean, they give you a look on the way out, but they don't check your bags and stuff. But they would make note of this.
Okay. As I'm just wandering around the tavern, especially by the entrance, do the girls with the masks go out at all?
Well, you've been here all day. I'll say occasionally some girls will leave.
So, where do they go? Do they live here, or do they?
No, they
go
don't.
home?
They don't live here. They just get they would just get the portal back across because that is the only way in and out.
Okay. But do they keep wearing their mask when they?
No, but I'll say because you've been here long enough, you would see. Usually they'd go off to a private room on their own, change, leave as themselves, and then.
Okay.
Which would reveal you to be you.
Yes. But maybe no one would notice that when it's incredibly busy.
Did you have enough money for a second invisibility potion? It's too late now.
I did not.
Yeah, okay.
I've only got 450 gold left.
Okay.
I didn't think about the return journey. In that case, I'll go back to that changing room and grab my bag of stuff.
Easily done.
What happened to that
She
woman?
just left.
She's still there.
Which woman?
The one I
The one
knocked
he
out. What happened to her?
No, she's gone.
Okay. I swapped clothes with her
Must have
though,
been
so
him.
she's got. Hang on a sec. Alright.
Oh, you put your clothes on her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those clothes.
That's awkward.
I can think of some ways out of this, personally.
Tristan
Yeah, why-
appears, Divine Smite.
No, Tristan's not. Tristan's like, no, you need to step forward with your left foot, and then you strike like this, and the guy's just not doing it properly.
Pivot, damn it, pivot. Keep your shield up, or
It's like, you call that a minotaur?
keep your shield up, or ring your head like a bell.
Fuck. Let's see how this guy's doing.
Yes.
Done it.
He's like, third time's lucky.
Third time's the charm, my friend. Third time's the charm.
Third time's the third time.
Time to raise the banner.
Yeah, the third and final attempt, he's nailed it.
I want to do something epic before we end battery.
Okay,
Is
we'll finish saying first.
Is there a back door to this place?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, I'm so bad at this.
If there is one, you can't find it.
This place is a maze. Oh, goodness.
Okay, just go left every time.
I mean, that's still not going to find secret entrances or exits.
Oh, what about the skyships?
You're going to try and hijack a skyship? I mean, it's.
Oh, I'm so tempted.
I was like, skyships work similarly to regular ships in that they require a crew to man them. You could always do a Jack Sparrow and thank you for getting our ship ready for us.
I don't want to try it.
That would be the only way. But also they're skyships, so it's not like you can just like
Fine,
hop
full damage
across
doesn't hurt.
I think it's more getting up to it. If it's already in
Oh.
the air once it's being manned by a crew.
True. Yeah. Do step of
Well-
the wind.
Possibly. You'd still have to like knock out the entire crew.
How many
Take it.
people would be on a crew?
It depends on the size of the skyship. A lot of the ones that you have, well, I'll say it's easy enough for you to go up top and have a look. A lot of them are like small vessels that like only really would require like, I don't know, 7 or 8 crew members, and then those 7 or 8 crew members are only here to escort 1 or 2, maybe 3 guests.
Okay.
So they're fairly small vessels, like bigger than a rowing boat, but not.
Could
But not.
probably take one out.
Yeah, you probably could, but that would definitely cause a ruckus.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that the woman you knocked out earlier is gone, so somebody clearly found her and knows something.
Yeah.
Obviously, they haven't made a big deal out of it. It's not like
Yeah.
there's anything going on right now, but someone knows something.
Okay. Wow, this is tough. The only way out is the front entrance.
I think the woman who got knocked out probably would have told the guards like to look out for anyone suspicious like trying to leave. Like,
Most likely. But I've got literally no other way to get out except.
are there like windows and because you don't take full damage. do you?
True, yeah, I could just jump out a window. In fact, it's nighttime as well, so if I just run across the water, would they even see me?
Probably one way to find out.
Yeah. Alright, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll just jump out a window.
Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
You hear an eagle.
You should have hidden a body in a bale of hay.
Yeah, if only there's a bale of hay inside. That went surprisingly well though, so far.
Yeah.
Did you like my flirting there, Adam?
Amazing, 10 out of 10.
The fact that you were actually a woman helped in that regard.
Alright.
Because you rolled pretty low on a lot of your persuasion checks, half the reason you got through is just because you're a good looking.
Yes.
We love to
And-
see that lesbian
Female
representation.
privilege.
Yeah, but even then on that last 15 insight, again, you're not super convinced that she's on your side, but she's also definitely not on your side.
That's because she
So-
likes me.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, you wanted to hop out the window.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll say it's easy enough for you to like go into one of
It's,
the
it's dark as well now.
go into one of the side rooms, hop out the window. I'll say make a stealth check. Big 19. Yeah, you can cross the outer grounds without being spotted, and then you just want to literally sprint across the water.
Yeah, it's dark. I won't be able to...
Which way? That way? That way? That way? That way?
well, I need to get back to the cloak tower, so... Can I just like run all the way around the city?
Sure. I'll say make a stealth check with disadvantage just to cross like this bit, because there's still ships that like come in and out of harbour.
Yeah. I mean, they
So-
won't know what's going on. I just like
No.
sprint across
more-
the water, up the
it's
side
more
of
like-
the ship, across the
it-
ship.
It's more like does
Carry
a
on.
random merchant spot you and not give a
Oh,
shit,
right.
or does like a vessel full of soldiers spot you and say, "Hey, there's a woman running along the water." That's probably the monk we're looking for.
Fair enough. Oh, shame it's a
just
not
to be
advantage.
just to be fair,
Ha!
you good.
Yes, I've made it.
And then you run all the way around the city,
Yep.
and then like I guess hop over the wall here.
Yeah.
Cool. Tristan, what did you want to do?
I wanted to raise the banner. TBH.
Where? How?
At the
Explain.
Top, at the top of the tower.
At what
Yeah.
time?
Is that a good idea?
I don't know. You're not here. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna say I don't think that's a good idea.
Do you not think it's a good idea?
Reed is also going to say it's not a good idea.
Fine.
Not yet. Let's wait until we actually have an army, and
Fine.
then
Yeah, fine.
And then just telling them where we are.
pretty
Fine.
much you're alerting them of your whereabouts before you're actually ready for
Are you sure you
Right.
need to be king, Tristan?
I mean,
Yeah, I'll do it
to be
myself.
fair though, if you lift up like the first banner that you made, it might not say anyone's.
a.
Are my little minions here yet? Or no?
Like, does that even look? It doesn't even look
No.
like a minotaur.
They'll be arriving some point tomorrow, whether it's the morning or the evening. You're not sure.
Right. Well, when Ulfgar and the outlaws arrive, we'll raise the banner.
What about
Okay.
like all
Do you
your
not wanna, like,
mates?
Spread the word first.
Yeah. That
yeah.
makes more
Well,
sense.
the outlaws hopefully get here before Ulfgar, and we can raise the banner, and we can start setting things in motion.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because the minute that banner raises, that's the start of it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering what you're doing.
Yeah.
right
No.
now.
Ignore me. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
That's so good. Well, as Tristan goes to bed, Sang will say you arrive like once everyone else has already gone to sleep, but it's easy enough for you to slip into the cloak tower. And we'll say Daylight, you're on watch at the time as Sang gets back.
So that's not your usual outfit, Sam.
Yeah, it's a long story.
Okay.
Then I can
Tells
explain
me
the story.
next time on
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll say as you begin explaining, we fade to black, and we'll pick this up next day.
I would have kept, like the mask and everything as well.